1 second. Get TikTok going here. What's up? Good evening. Happy Sunday, everyone. All right, so sorry about the delay here. Just 1 second. There we go. Perfect. Okay, so we're gonna give everybody here just a few seconds, and then we will be, as per usual, going over the headlines, going over last week, and then as well as looking into this week. So we're gonna cover last week's moves, this week's economic events, earnings, all that good stuff, and then we'll take some requests here. So, all right. So just to kick things off, guys, in recap of last week, we did see, and as you guys probably saw, you can double it up here. So we saw last week, we saw the S&P down 4.04%, the NASDAQ 4.44%, Russell down 2.94%, and the Dow down 4.22%. So they haven't seen Bub streaming for a while. Oh, I've been streaming. I've just been kind of hampered by the I guess shadow banned, I guess if you will. So, anyway, so recapping last week, guys, we saw stocks falling sharply following Jerome Powell's hawkish comments at the Jackson Hole. Of course, we know how these things go. That's not usually those things that are usually priced in. So the reaction, while it may have come during the Jackson Hole, may not have been the exact trajectory that we were going to continue to take. Last week, we did see biotech navigating top dog spot for the fifth straight week in a row. The Biden administration finally decided on the student loan policy, forgiving $10,000 per borrower and introducing several other relief measures. Housing data continues to soften as the U.S. new home and existing home sales plummeted and price growth slowed. Retail stocks continue to struggle in the current macro environment, whether they're in the middle high income retailers like Nordstrom or in lower income retailers like Dollar Tree. Inflation, supply chain issues, and inventory mismanagement remain key themes. Volatility around Peloton continues while the stock popped on partnership with Amazon and giving it all back after its earnings. 3M received an unfavorable ruling regarding the 230,000 outstanding lawsuits related to faulty earplugs, sending the stock down 11%. That's because they cannot go bankrupt and get out of this. They don't want the smoke. They keep leaving the session. What happened? Oh. So anyway, technology earnings remain mixed with companies like Zoom flopping and Snowflake popping. We did catch Snow, guys. The price target, not to brag, was 205. I just want to just look at it for a second. But we did hit 205.75 on Snow before seeing a nice little pullback. This one actually has a nice reversal pattern here for just some profit taking. But anyway, we saw Snow moving up. Tesla shares began trading post-split, allowing us to review stock splits for the community. And of course, they did end up pulling back just a little bit as well. And that's about it. So just looking forward at the economic events for the rest of the week. Tomorrow afternoon, hold on 1 second. I probably shouldn't do that on YouTube. Stream somebody else's YouTube. That's not how you do YouTube. So anyway, real quickly, on the economic events, we got the FOMC member Brainerd speaking at 2:15 on Monday, 9 o'clock on Tuesday. HPI month over month. SPS/CS composite 20 HPI year over year. I'm not going to read all of these, but we do have in highlights, right? JOLTS, job openings, CB consumer confidence, ADP non-farm and unemployment or employment change, ISM manufacturing, unemployment claims, ISM manufacturing PMI, average hourly earnings month over month, non-farm employment change, and unemployment rate coming in on Friday. So we do have a nice chunk of data here as well. And then as far as earnings are concerned, hey, what's up, Chad? You too, man. Hope you have a great week. think we're going to have another good one too. We've got some pretty nice setups. So earnings this week, guys, nothing super exciting. Although I will be watching ChargePoint, CrowdStrike, Baidu, which if you guys haven't been trading with me for, or if you have been trading with me for any amount of time, before there was Baba, there was Baidu. So I may be actually looking to take some trades on young Baidu. Hold on a second. I should grab my hand. Oh, shit. That's not the note that I wanted. Oh well, I can't find my notepad. So anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be watching Baidu earnings. Charge points not really of interest to me. Although it might end up seeing some good movement with the sector itself kind of moving well. Um, anyway, so Charge Point, Lulu, Nano Dimensions are going to be stocks of interest. Interest also Crowd Point and Chewy. Not to skip those. So nope, not financial advice. You can just listen to what I'm doing and choose to make your own decisions. But I'm just here to teach. If you guys have any requests, I am live on YouTube. The link is in the bio, though. Best Buy could be the Best Buy. I'll slide out on that one. Most of that stuff is getting faked out. All right. So anyway, economic events, earnings. Let's take a look at Meta. So before you guys and before anything, if you don't want to sit here and listen to me, or if I have listed and I'm not done doing it in my Discord at the moment, I am putting all of my indicators listed, as well as the plan for this week. So charts that I'm going to be watching, stocks I'm going to be watching. So without confusing you all, because I know there's a lot going on here, I just charted this and put this in the Discord. Here is the simple diagnosis for Meta. So I did spot a possible trend line coming off of the top here, because guess what? They're not going to let everybody just get the gains to the downside. They're going to shoot this thing back up. So Meta above 165.25, things change, and we will likely see a 167.75 retest before anything else happens. If we can stay below that 164.25, then this is your area of consolidation. And I am not, excuse me, going to be taking jack shit until we leave this zone. Guys, we have been successful week after week after week now, literally, on Meta, Tesla, and Baba. And there is no reason. I've tried my hardest to give you guys, of course, I know there's a ton of you guys who have learned a lot and are showing that the growing patience. But I'm trying to show you guys that patience really does pay, and waiting for those high probability setups. Does Meta move past 160 with ease? Absolutely not. It never has. It probably never will, even to the upside. So, what the goal is to close below 160. And truth be told, I'd like to see it in the 159 range. So, there's going to have to be a nice amount of selling pressure to the downside. How do we get selling pressure to the downside? Usually, we can track some sort of sentiment or something like that, economic events coming in the future. So, seeing that we have Brainerd speaking at 2, that may be something that could cause a little bit of volatility, but more or less the economic events coming towards the middle of the week could drive volatility. So Meta doesn't actually have a tremendous setup right now, and I the reason I say that is because if you look at the daily, or if you even look at the weekly, so let's take a look at the weekly. Momentum is still not, and volume wise, we're actually low. So we've had two sell-offs that are on low volume. What is a anything that is on low? Why do I target gaps? Gaps are low volume. That's why I was looking at energy drink. This is not an energy drink. This is just water. Um, so anyway, this is not to be taken. And I know that there's a lot of you guys who hear me, and I'm always bearish. And my screen for YouTube right now was all red. But the fact of it is that if you have a low volume setup, retail can get smoked and chopped. And this could be where max paying comes into play, because if Meta is going to continue to the downside, I have targets around 140 and 150 and what are 148 and 150. But those don't come unless volume picks up and sentiment picks up for a continuation of the downside. So again, going into this week, I will not be taking any positions until I see a high probability setup on an hourly to daily time frame setup. Right now, we are headed to the downside, but again, 160 is lurking right above that. And this trend line, we don't have any validity to it at all, at all. So I could delete it right now. But once I see a bounce, or if we see a bounce around that area, which I'm suspecting we will, because it is the 160 and 159.50 area, that's where we're going to be looking for a bounce. So let's go look at Tesla. All right, so I actually was explaining why I use my EMAs the way that I do, right? And so I want to just explain to you guys essentially what I'm going to be looking for from Tesla. So first things first, this is about like scooting aside Meta. I think I like Tesla a lot. And one of the reasons that I like Tesla a lot is because there's profit, there is room to the downside. One of the things that I use EMAs for, and the reason why I still use trend lines, and the reason why I use key levels, is not because I use one of them solely. I'm basically trying to find the confluence in between them all, right? So I'm looking at the two EMAs here, the 200-day EMA, which takes 200 days of data, right? Heavily weighted, and the 50-day EMA, all converging at the 279.50 level. We also have a key level on Tesla at 279 and 280, right? Then we have a trend line coming up here for almost 5 convergences all at once. That being said, I'm going to be watching Tesla to bounce or move down to, if it doesn't gap down to, if it gaps down to, then we're going to have a couple of different targets here. On the lower time frame, there's actually a trend line moving here to the downside. So on this bounce, watch for a reversal back up to 296 and a potential break to the upside to move it to the 311.50 mark. But guys, you guys know the deal. The reason I really love this is because it has a box. I love boxes. I'm like a cat. Um, there we go. Median. Boom. We want to move above the median. Look at the 296. Do you see another convergence? So Tesla has a great setup because we're on the 1, 2, 1, 2, right? The magic number is 3. We're heading down to support for our third one. And if you look at the weekly, Tesla has a motherfucking cup and handle. All right. So I know there's a lot going on. If you guys are new here on TikTok, all of my indicators are everything that I do is for free as far as education is concerned. Indicators, websites, chart setup, all that stuff is in my Discord. The link is in my bio. Takes you straight in there if you don't want to watch or look at any of it. I also put out all of my watch list for this week, as well as everything that I'm talking about right now, basically on a chart and in text. So not a cup and handle. Yes, it is. Sorry. Take that wherever you want. But anyway, so we have a nice rounded bottom, perfect handle. The only way that it's invalidated is if we break below 279.50, or really truthfully 270. It's going to be a hold below 273 and 272. That's where I would imagine that we would go for a supply, or excuse me, a demand retest at 260. Other than that, the cup and handle holds, and we have a nice consolidation zone. We're looking for a possible bounce. I'll be trading this live as well. If you guys are hanging out with me right now, if you guys are on TikTok, I do take requests. If you guys have any questions, any charts, questions about trading, questions about how to get started, please just hit the link in the bio, go to the YouTube channel so that way I can see your questions categorically in order. That way it can help me answer them. So I get much more chance to hit the jackpot. I mean, I understand. If you're just hopping in here, I get it. There's a lot of doofuses on this app. But consistently, you guys can ask the people probably in this chat or in the YouTube channel or in the Discord. Or you can go look at my signals that I've signaled for free in my Discord, and you can go see for yourself. We've been doing pretty damn good. So anyway, and here's the one thing. This may have a cup and handle, this may not. I don't hold any biases. I don't give a shit. I won't drink out of this cup and handle unless it shows me the price action agrees. So if we go down and we see a nice engulfment candle here off of the 270, 280 mark, or excuse me, 280 mark, then by God, I'm going to be taking this one up to 315 and we'll see what happens. But I'm a day trader / swing trader. So obviously, using longer expiration, solid stop losses, and using millions of dollars of leverage as my exit. So when I see others rejection, or when I see rejections or areas of rejections, that's where I reject. When I see areas of buying, I buy. Usually I buy on red and I sell on green. So um, Potter's legit. Thank you. Appreciate that. Um, on Ford. Yeah, take a look at Ford. All right, so we got Tesla, we've got Meta, and finally Baba. All right, so Baba had and listen, if you guys want volatility, go talk to Baba, all right? Because this stock is absolutely bonkers. Now, somebody came in here and they were like, "This is a super bullish setup." I didn't disagree with them. I said as soon as we broke below $87, we TP'd out of those $87, and I closed the call hedges that we took because I think I closed the puts for a couple of them for 90%, longer expiration for 30. But I closed out the weekly hedges for over 640%. So for Baba, if you guys take a look at the daily right now, we did see what is possibly, so this is actually by definition a dark, and I'll delete all of this. This is called a dark cloud cover. All right. So this is, I'm going to explain what that is. That means when the price gaps up and you pull back, right, and lose 50% or more of the previous days, oh, almost just got canceled there. Previous days gains. I almost have combined the words. And so that normally is a short-term reversal pattern or candlestick formation. So if anything, I'd be looking for Baba to pull back and retest 94 or $95. But let's also take a look at why Baba rejected this level. So we got everybody here knows I love boxes, right? I love the box. So let's go take a look at the box and let's pull this box over, right? We've always got a nice median here on the box. I'm like Roddy Rich. There we go. So this is a nice area above us, and we did reject it. Every single candle close is underneath this $100 level, right? Now we've got this area below us, right here. Boom, bada bing. Right there. Same thing. Find a nice median there, 50% mark. Boom. So we're in no man's land. There's no trade until we close a candle definitively above $101. And then at that point, you still have a lot of selling pressure above you. But what does that mean? What does that mean when you have selling pressure above you? If you have enough buying pressure, we're going to squeeze them out. Squeezes happen every single day in the stock market. And when you start understanding the mechanics behind why, or where people put their stop losses or where people put their entries, then you can start to obviously understand, the type of movement that you can expect when a stock is heavily short or heavily consolidated and shorted, i.e. down here. What do you think this is? Why do you think that this entire wick gets shorted? This is a squeeze. You've got weeks of, look at the majority of these candles are red. The majority of the volume on the red candles is high. So when you finally see a reversal, why did this reversal happen? This is why sentiment matters. Because the audits, right? This is a 10-year long dispute between Chinese companies listed on the New York Stock Exchange and the and our audit or our I just forgot the word. The SEC, right? So like they want to, audit and be able to look thoroughly through these Chinese companies, and that's been a dispute, a back and forth thing. And so them actually allowing that to happen sends a little bit of relief towards Chinese stocks in general. And you saw this across the board. And then you had JD earnings, right? JD earnings came out and they did pretty well. So you had a double whammy there for Chinese stocks, and it sent it to the upside and squeezed. All right. So anyway, bada ring, bada boom. I know if there's anybody who's Italian here, I just want to apologize. I shouldn't do that. All right. So anyway, that's enough. That's my watch list. If you guys want to review my watch list, you can go to the YouTube channel where I just covered all of it. My Discord has all of my indicators that I use, why I use them. I'm not done with that. As well as my top websites, all the other shit that I do, as well as my watch list for tomorrow. It's all free. It's in the Discord. The rest of it's not, but my part is. So anyway, I'm going to go ahead and start taking requests. So if you guys have any requests, please drop them in the YouTube channel. That would help me out tremendously. If you want to stay on TikTok, hit the link in the bio, go to YouTube, type in the ticker that you want, and then you can just leave. Also love what you're doing, man. Keep it up. Thank you. Thank you. Appreciate that, man. Just remember, don't diddle in the middle. Hey, that's good. I like that one. Probably shouldn't say it in public. So, all right. So I'm gonna start with the uh YouTube channel. So if you guys again right here, you guys can go if you're on TikTok. Just go hit the link in my bio. See a little YouTube icon right there. Tap that bad boy, and then we're right there. And you guys just type in whatever you want. You don't have to type in a ticker, but just drop it in there if you guys don't mind. That would help me out tremendously. Damn, my phone is hot. Why is it so hot? Do you think the market's going to crash more? Not quite yet. I do think the market inevitably will pull back, but not quite yet. Although, listen, I don't even like. Okay, sure. I think that the market doesn't crash right now. Can I be wrong? Sure. Do I react every single day and not develop biases based off all of my analysis? No, I just look for the mechanics to break down and so that I can trade it on a lower time frame while I wait for the higher time frame to consolidate, and usually from there using waves and just using certain price marks where I see sellers and see buyers. It's pretty easy to gather a synopsis there. So anyway, AMD, beautiful downtrend, beautiful. You also have a nice bottom there. So it looks like, just like Tesla, almost has that cup and handle type setup. You've got the bottom there, but again, these are technical patterns and they can fail. So we need to find out, where does this fail, right? So if it's so obvious, then it's probably pretty easy to fake out. And that's a lot of the times what you're going to see happen. So we've got a couple of key levels here and we hit it on Friday. So we've got, and again, let me actually fix this really quickly. So if AMD gaps down tomorrow, I would expect the gap down to be around $90 even. If it doesn't gap down to $90 even, or gaps down to like say 89.40, then I would watch for a trend line retest at 90.50, and then I would watch for a pullback to, you've got two levels. You got 89.30 and you've got 89.36. Those are two levels to watch for. And why? Look back here. All right, do you see this area of support? This is 85.41. This area where you first fall and bounce, we also see a lot of releases out of this area, retest out of this area, and that's going to be that $88 mark there below you. On a reversal, right? So this is a good chance to understand mechanics, right? So let's take a look at the mechanics behind this trade. Let's understand what happens, why squeezes don't just happen on AMC and game. That's a big misconception a lot of people have, is that, you know, squeezes they happen every single day. High frequency traders are trading and exiting and getting in and out of positions every single day. So we got to figure out, where are sellers and where are buyers, and where are the sellers going to have to exit, or where you're going to start to see them exit. All right. So we like to chop this into a zone. Simple as that, right? This zone up here doesn't matter right now. That would be a target to the upside. So 1, 2, 3, we see 3 rejections here off of 94.45. And then next time you hit that level, you break up, you move to the upside, you hit 98 to 97.50. To the bottom, I see 1, 2 solid bounces off of $91 flat, right? You did end up closing very weakly with weak hourly candles. This was after hours as well. But you did see rather weak candles pushing it down to support. So here's the bottom line, right? It doesn't matter if you're here at 90.26. This is the beautiful thing about this zone, all right? And I've explained this to every mentor that I've ever had, everybody. If you fall below this zone and you break back above it, this is where sellers made their stand. They pushed the stock down below. So you push this stock back above $91 after falling below it, people start to exit. Why? Because people short the bottom. People with a lot of money are just as dumb as anybody else, right? So they're going to end up shorting the bottom, and when it ends up popping down, they're not going to cut, they're not going to take profit. There's just like every other retail out there, right? You got smart ones, you got dumb ones, you got more ones with more money, you got ones with, you know, a little bit of liquidity, you know. So at that $91 level, I would expect to see a bit of a pop where you would likely go and retest areas like $92, right? There's this zone, but the fact of the matter is if you close a bullish hourly candle here in back into this zone, you're going to push up to the median. That's 92.75 market. 92.75. If you close again, this is just like tug of war. If you close again above 92.75, bullishly, not just a little bit of a candle close, bullishly, if you can close above that, it's the same thing. Anybody who's shorting down here or shorting off of that median, right? They're going to end up having to squeeze, and that would definitely accelerate above 93.30. So that's AMD right now at the moment from the lower time frame. If you do end up crossing above 94.50, you will squeeze. You will end up moving back into, I would imagine, possibly back up into the $97 range. Now, I covered the upside, but what about the downside, right? I'm not going to be biased. Where do things fail, right? So I see massive wicks off of $90. And that's already the level that I've told you guys. If you end up falling and closing a candle below $90 with volume, I would imagine that you will go to that $88 mark. So anyway, let me guess. You use supply and demand. I'm going to be typing out in my Discord a little bit more thoroughly on exactly what it is I do. I have all of my indicators on there, my websites, everything that I do. It's all free in the Discord. But mostly what I do is I look at trend, right? Everybody is always tunnel vision. They want to pick a strategy. Like I'm a like great. I use dynamic trend lines. I use key levels, right? These are historic levels. This isn't just because I see bounces. This is also just based on mechanics, right? There are areas where market makers can see buy orders and they will push the stock into those areas, and then you will literally just mechanically, right? The people who short you also have followers, high frequency traders, they drive it down. They're a part of that. When you're a short and you exit your position, what happens? You buy the stock back. So you push the stock back up to the upside. And what do? You push it back up to somebody else's stop loss. If they cut, it drives up further. So it's like one of those snowball effects. And it's a lot of the times why so many people say the same exact thing. It seems like every time I buy, it falls. And then when I sell, it reverses. And then when I try and short, it reverses, right? That's this it's that thinking backwards. And that's kind of how we have to trade a little bit. So liquidity pools, exactly. I love it. Thank you, Lewis. Red Monday, no bounce. I say chop, but we'll see what happens. Anyway, I'm like always kind of like throwing in random languages here. So if you guys want to, I am on YouTube again, right here. Boom, comments. You guys can see the YouTube comments there. So if you guys don't mind, drop them there. Or if you guys just want to trade with me live tomorrow morning, I'm live 8:45 Eastern time. See if we can't make some bread. All right, let me take one last look. I think we're good to go here. Yeah, that's a huge bounce level at $90. So what stock screener is that? The link is in my bio. It is called a heat map. Do I use cycles? Yes. Let's see. All right, let's move to the next one. Sorry, I'm trying to make my way down here. What do I see SPY dropping down to? So already on futures, we see that the market is pulling back. We're sitting somewhere around, I have it marked here that there's a possibility for a bounce at obviously 4K. There's also 39.85. Those are the two levels that I'm watching for a bounce. Mostly, I think 399.96 would be a good area to see a bounce. Now, pretty much everything that I have on ES right now, I've tracked ES. It has been one of my happier trades because if you guys go to my Twitter, I posted this trade months ago. But I just want to show you guys something, all right? Because this is just math. This is just math, and this is just doing this for a certain amount of time where you get it, like how stocks move after a certain amount of time. So let me explain what I'm looking at with ES. And I'm going to explain SPY, but I want to cover ES real quick because this is a good lesson. This is a falling wedge, all right? Wedges typically reverse from the top of where they're measured to the bottom 50%, right? So that's where the majority of the first of selling happened, and that was 42.25. But we did end up seeing this level, right? right around here, this is going to be the 4,300 level. That's where we actually pulled back to. So I have, and again, I'm not calling for a complete reversal. I'm calling for a potential retest. So I would watch the 4085 level on ES for a rejection. And if you're looking to take it any lower, I've got targets around 3,900. As far as SPY is concerned, it's the same deal. So I do have a dynamic trend line here pulling off of the bottom. All right. I've got a couple of key levels here, and I'll post this chart in my Discord or in my Discord channel, in the PotterStocks channel, really quickly. But I do see a level of 395. So $5 underneath 400. But with that rejection that we saw yesterday, I would imagine that at least seeing again another pullback or retracement back up to 407.85 or 408.75. That dollar range right there is going to be where I'm watching SPY for a rejection or a reversal. All red. Yes, sir. Thoughts on penny stocks? I run far, far away from them. I have made money on specific, usually pharmaceutical, never OTC, never, ever, never. Not happening. Um, Black Monday, man, if I could predict those things, I would. If you want T-Mobile, I have a position on T-Mobile right now. I'm short on it, which I know everybody's like, what? But I'm up 20%. I'm out till October. It's a speculative position. But T-Mobile at the moment, I have this one perfectly charted if you want to go see this chart for yourself. This is T-Mobile. Okay, so T-Mobile is currently at the top of a beautiful channel. I called this a couple of weeks ago. 1, 2, 3 major rejections at the top. Buyers don't want that 150 level, that 147 level. So they're sending it back down to an area where they bought before. That's 142.25. 142.25 and 141.50. Other than that, I have a support sitting right here. Now this is a wedge. All right. I want you guys don't take it super seriously, right? Because wedges can extend themselves. Wedges oftentimes will fake traders out. But if we were to break below 140, that's the confluence here, right? Whole number confluence, 140 right here. That's falling in line with this trend line. I'd like to see T-Mobile below 140, where you would see a bounce at 138.85. Good charting, brother. Wishing you a profitable week. You too, Super Sleuth. Yeah, man, we had a great day. No, I do speculative all the time, Lithium. No, 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 no. All those trend lines, and somehow consistently in front of God and everybody, I'm still profitable and consistent. That's a conversation for another time, though. All right, so let's move on. We've got Target next. All right, so like everybody else, Target slammed into support. This one's actually crazy because this one's not really carrying that cup and handle, quintessential cup and handle like the rest of the market is. But I want to move down here to this hourly time frame. Obviously, 159, 160, the psychological number. That's where we're holding up here at the moment. Below you, okay? This is a small zone that if you can so it's all about establishing candles and candle closes. Candle closes are one of the most important things to me. I'm actually going to add that to my indicators, even though it's not an indicator. I'm going to add it because it's probably one of the most important tools that I use. It's candle timer, because I want to know when that candle closes, because I need to see a candle. So I want you guys to pay attention here on Target. Do you see this massive wick? This wick moves into that area, but never fully establishes the candle there. So there is no trade. When a candle establishes itself bearishly in this zone below 160, or really 159.80, you will go to the median. The median is 158.65 if you don't see a bounce there, or if you see weak buying pressure, then for the most part, you will stay bearish underneath 160, and you will, if you can cross the median of 158, I imagine that you will likely fall down to this bottom floor of 156.75. So Nikola, oh God, you asked about Nikola. All right, so anyway, we've got Target. Moving on from Target, just completing this analysis on Target. There is a bottom trend line here, starting from the bottom here, rolling it across right there. That has been broken. So that's one thing to keep in mind right here. You bounced off of it several times and then you broke it. So if you're going to stay bullish, it would be in target's best interest to reverse quickly. But regardless of that, I do want to point out one last thing. All right, so let's delete all of this. So just one last dynamic setup here at the moment. Watch for a bounce right around 158, the target that I just told you, the median that I just told you about on target. Watch for a bounce at 158. This is why I use those zones. This is why I look for these key levels so that I can find confluences. No trade is taken unless I can see a series of confluences. The confluence here is at 158.50 and 158 even. If you see a bounce there, you've got one, two, watch for a reversal. Anywhere above 164.50, I would imagine that target will likely start making its way back up. Why? There, right? This area right here. Perfect. Okay, so that's target right there. It's actually a pretty good setup. Yes, so lower time frames, Hugo, I do like to use extended hours for the most part. And then on higher time frames, obviously, I like to make sure that I do have an understanding of the entirety of the structure. On the weekly and the daily, you can't put extended hours on that. But yes, I do use extended hours. Why isn't it at zero yet? I'm not sure. If you guys are on TikTok and you're enjoying the stream, if you've learned anything, if you guys are on YouTube and you've learned anything or you're enjoying the stream, if you guys don't like hitting the like button, or if you guys are on TikTok doing the finger seizure, I appreciate you gamers, especially you guys know. All right, so the next one, and again, all of this information, or all of the things that I use to trade, all of the things that I'm watching, all of the watch list levels, charts are all posted in my Discord. The link is in my bio. Just go look. I don't know if I put it right here. It's right here. So maybe, but there it is. All right, my indicators and chart setup. You can click on that. The heat map, that's above it. Discord, all the education and stuff like that. The scanner news thing that I use that's been Zynga Pro, YouTube channel, etc., etc. There you go. I did go over SPY. Red is red. Do you still keep up with macro corporate news even though you trade trends? I do. Yes, I do. I keep up with that. I would miss it. Devlin, I think that we gap down, and then I think that we bounce pretty hard, and we go fill that gap that we have right now. Personally, I think that we gap down and bounce. So any short positions that I have speculatively would be, under pressure. But again, key levels are key level. You need to know. Again, I just want to say this. One of the things that I'm trying to teach, especially over this next month, is the mechanics behind why I take trades where I take them and why I exit when I do and why I take profit when I do. It's not just because I have a key level and I think it bounces that. No, it is because it is just simple mechanics. If certain a certain amount of money is leveraging a certain price mark to the downside, and I decide on the third rejection to take a short, I'm using their liquidity, their money as my leverage, right? Because when they exit, I got to go. Why? Because when shorts cover, stocks move up. It's that simple. So I don't have to doubt whether my position's going to go red. I know it will. So I cut my trade before any major pain happens. You guys have witnessed this. Devin, yeah, not financial advice, but if it was mine, I'd probably cut it. Christy Wolf, I appreciate you breaking down the mechanics. I feel like I'm starting to get it. Keep at it. It is again, it does it. It's so funny. I think like the more that I kind of accumulate all these strategies together, I study strategies all the time. I study other trader strategies all the time. And the one thing that I've realized is there, if every strategy goes through a drawdown, right? You can't learn them all. But what you can do is understand where you belong and where you don't, what your strong suit is as far as a strategy is concerned, and what isn't, and when you shouldn't take trades and when you should. So, guys, we've had 2 days last week. Remember, 2 days last week we didn't trade Monday and Tuesday. Monday and Tuesday. And then the next couple of days, we had 100% plays every single day. Some of them moving even higher than that. So, made a lot of money, had a really good trading week. But again, teaching patience, understanding mechanics, knowing where sellers and buyers are trading, knowing that volume is what's going to need to be able to push either one aside and get the move that you're looking for. Because guess what? If you have low volume consolidation, get excited. Bulls and bears are going at it, and one of them has to cut. It's your job to figure out where the sellers are and where the buyers are. And once you see one of them exit, that's the next leg down. 5 minute consolidation, you're going to get a 5 minute move. 1 hour consolidation, you're going to get a day trade, possibly swing trade. Daily consolidation, you're going to get a swing trade, maybe even a bull bear spread, a couple swing trades, maybe a scalp at the end of it. Like there's a lot to be had. So understand what time frame, what setup you're on, where the consolidation is at, where those sellers and those buyers are. But yeah, how do you contribute to society? So once upon a time, dude, I'm not even mad at that comment. Once upon a time, dude, I was doing dishes. Nobody gave a shit about anything that I did. I was building or doing historical preservation, hardwood flooring, drywalling, high-rise window cleaning on the ground. I worked at Nike World Headquarters. So I try to contribute. I try to, build, obviously, helping people with their homes. But I also didn't really like being poor and my body being destroyed. And so my contribution is that I figured this out mostly by the help of other people, by talking to other traders, by trading with other traders. And so I would much rather give out this information for free, let you guys learn from me for free. And so that way you guys don't have this like, oh, like we're trying to chase this image that I'm being sold. No, I'm just trying to show you guys just how exactly I do this. So that way you don't need to listen to people like me or anybody else anymore for anything other than maybe a little bit of confluence, a little bit of a backboard, or possibly just even for news. And we have a lot of traders in our Discord who, if you just tag everybody and be like, hey, is there anybody who used to be in the Discord and no longer is because they're already just doing it on their own? We have quite a few of them. So I sprayed my ankle and can't trade tomorrow. Well, if you've been trading with your feet, my guy, I'd like to see that. No, I'm just kidding. You sound like the smartest TikTok trader yet. Well, I appreciate that. Do you ever pay for any trading classes? Did you ever pay for any trading classes? I did pay for one, and that was probably why I do all the things that I do for free right now. Is because I bought this and realized that literally, and I'll call it's Aristotle Investments. I bought, I was already trading at this point, but it was advertised as like, this is exactly what he does. It was literally just literally, not even fake, like literally copied and pasted from the internet. Every single word. The only thing this man did was put emojis on there. No cap. All emojis. That's it. So apparently that's all you got to do to hustle nowadays. So many free resources out there. My Discord has thousands of dollars worth of books. My indicators and my page is all free. Everything that I'm doing is free. I usually, I go live every other week on TikTok and YouTube free. So the rest of the guys in my Discord, they're not. They sell feet pics and stuff like that. So you got to pay for that stuff. All right, I'm just kidding. All right, let's keep it moving. TSM. So let's go look at and start on the daily. I already have this one charted. TSM. So it did have a channel. All right, so I just want to establish that. This one had a lower time frame channel. This is a 4-hour channel. Beautiful channel. Hold on one second. I got a little goofed up here. There we go. All right, so we had excuse me, not a channel, but a rising wedge. This rising wedge, what do rising wedges do? I know one of you guys in the chat, you know the answer to this. They extend into channels. Why? To frustrate the dog shit out of traders. Period. End of story. And I think that's what you're seeing here. So while TSM does have a head and shoulders, and I'm not taking away from the short part of this play because The last time I've seen a stock bounce off of a certain area, and don't get it twisted, even though this didn't touch, it touched in after hours. One, two, three, four, now five. This is the fifth time you've hit this support. If you do not go up and you make your way above, listen, above $87.67, $88, you just on a technical basis, you will squeeze. You will likely move right up into the $90 levels and beyond. If you do not, and I'm wrong on my channel because I can be wrong, and if I am wrong, I'm usually not wrong for long, and I usually switch either A, I'm not a sentiment, I don't develop a bias, I just develop an area in which I need to, again, figure out where are sellers, where are buyers, and where is this going to bounce, where is this going to break, where are sellers going to have to exit, and where buyers are going to step up. So below this level, we've got a clear 83.78. We've got a median, right? Because every zone, I know you guys probably don't see it now, I trade in these boxes. And whenever I find these boxes, I go look for the median, the 50% mark, right? Because that's kind of the, it's basically like the tug of war line, right? We've talked about this before. Below 83.75, you would move into the 83, 82.90 mark. I would imagine that you could see a bounce. That's where you could reverse. If you break below that mark, I would venture to guess that you're going to be heading down to $82. There is a, actually, yes, there is a gap, I believe. Hold on one second. There is not a gap. I lied. So anyway, that and, where's $80? Yeah, $80 is way the fuck down there. So I would imagine to get to this area, to the downside, or $80, you're going to need to break down into this area. Period. End of story. What broker am I using? I use TradeStation. That's the one that I use my serious brokerage on. That's what I actually day trade on. That's what I pay myself on. And then I use Webull to gamble on. That's where right now I've got like a little over $2,000. If you guys go look, by the way, not to brag, but I didn't know this, but my gambling account that I've been messing around on Iris with, just for proof, is up 20,000% this year. Look at that. Look at me, thick. But look at that. That's 20,000. Which is gambling. I don't really gamble. Obviously, I keep it contained in one account, but that's 20. That's not bad. Not bad. I think that's slightly outperforming the S&P. CPI figures out in 2 weeks. Hang on. Yes, sir, Digger. I'm waiting for it. All right, so we got TSM here. Again, we do not want to run into this biasly, so I'll give you one more setup here to watch for as far as a reversal, right? Because we don't want to get caught with our pants down. I see, ooh, I see it. There we go. Okay, so obviously got a little zone there. So this little pocket, all right, and this little median, boom. Let's get above 85.85. Now look at the 9-day moving average. Look at the whole ribbon. I bet you if I put my EMAs up there, probably going to get some EMA action as well. Oh yeah, look at all those EMAs, and then look at that level right above you. That is 87.18. Now let's go take a look and see if we see a trend. I see a trend right there, and I see a trend right here. That's hideous. There we go. Oh my gosh. All right, so if this channel has any validity, if it has any at all, then you would be likely looking at an 82.85 pullback. All right, this is a nice little hourly trend line to the downside. So market is going to crash. The market is crashing. It's just not happening very fast. There's got to be a reason for a crash. I'm just telling you guys that right now. Inflation is something that, yes, will cause a bear market. But until we have a catalyst for this is the conditions for a market crash. Fear that the world is ending, fear that the US economy may end, fear that well, obviously with the economy, the United States would end, right? Or just the current structure or oil, I don't know. Just we found some magic energy source, not that they let that happen. Anyway, But at some point this week, SPY touches 400 and Apple 160. Eh, yeah. I mean, it's not outside of the question. I have Apple. I have Apple at a bounce level right now, so I think that you need a retest of. You've got. I got two levels on Apple to retest. You've got a level here at 165.31. You got to get above that. If you get above that, you got 167, no problem. By some chance in hell, if you end up breaking to the upside from there, then I would imagine this trend line comes into play and you'll retest 169. But that's not to say that you're wrong, because there is a delicious, maybe I shouldn't use that, it's going to get weird. But there is a amazing gap below you on Apple. So we got this sweet little zone below us, but what we really like is we like gaps. Gaps are areas of low volume, easy for high frequency traders to push down. So we want to go ahead and we want to, look at that. So gap below 150, 159.65 and 157.67. Thank you. One second. All right. Chef's kiss. Is mineral water or beer? It's whatever you want it to be. No, just kidding. It's mineral water. Trying to get sponsored over here. Listen, hold on. Let's stop right here. Let's learn something really quick. When the market sells off, I want you guys, you know what? Do this. Show me one spot, right, where the market doesn't bounce at least, right, after falling. So let's go, instead of me talking my shit, let's go look. So, Apple here, broken down, huge sell-off, pretty much comparable to the exact sell-off that we saw today, right? Or Friday, right? We'll measure that sell-off on Friday. Let's drag it over here. Oh my gosh, it's like I'm a genie. Look at that. Perfect sell-off, top to bottom, exactly the same way. So what do? We're going to gap down. If we gap down, what happens? You find your first bounce level, that's 137, and you at least build somewhat of a bear flag before falling to the downside. So if you gap down, you need to find, when we open up tomorrow, I'll be live as soon as I can tomorrow morning. I do have a doctor's appointment at like 10. I think, yeah, 10. I'm not far from my house, but so I'm actually not going to be able to trade that long. But I'm not planning on trading on Mondays too much. But what I do want to do is figure what I do. What I do want to do is figure out exactly where we're at in this range, because then I can just go set alerts and just go about my life. DXY rocketing. Thank you, Digger. I farted. 1-800 I farted. Some lithium. Oh, very nice. All right. Moving down on YouTube, Ford. Ford. So it says you got lots of head and shoulders patterns. I think lower time frame head and shoulders patterns are probably one of the few patterns. They do work, but they're one of those patterns that, well, man, dude, they fake people out quite a bit. So, all right. So Ford's got this little zone here that we're trading in. Pretty nice. Let's go to the daily. I think I already have this charted for some reason. Oh my God, I do. That's right. We used to trade this. Okay, so you said that you see a inverse cup and handle on Ford. You might have your charts flipped, my G, because I see a cup and handle. That's what I see. So here's the handle bottom. So stay above $15, 15.20. Handle top, right? You do have this wick up here. I get it. It looks like a head and shoulders, but I'm never trying to go into this biasly. Here's the number one thing, right? So we get a bounce off of 1490. I would say below 1475 all day. That's a head and shoulders. Watch it fall. See you at 1430, right? Through 1435. Otherwise, as long as you stay in this zone, you remain bullish, period. And the more shorts that pull up, right, in this area on Ford. So if you cannot bounce at that area that I told you at, or if you do bounce, excuse me, and you cross back above that median, that's where I would anticipate a squeeze. So let's go down one more time. So you see a head and shoulders, right? Let's go see something. Let me see something. Okay, I see that trend there. That trend's broken. So if you do have a head and shoulders, right? If you do, and you do end up breaking down, I would give it a target right on here. So basically $14 even. $14 even. And in fact, so this is a confluence. I just found a confluence right here before your guys' eyes. Look at it. Boom. Trend line. Bam. Let's go to the daily. Let's see if we can't see. Okay, so daily, no. Hourly, no, but 4 hour, yes. So we got a bit of a confluence with the moving average, but that's at 1440. So, all right, let's keep moving. Um, Ford Pinterest. Do I just eyeball the median? I'm not eyeballing the median, but I'm not I'm looking at where the majority of the selling pressure is. That's it. Where I see the majority of sellers stepping up, and that's how I find these medians. Um, excuse me. I'll once I find another one, I'll explain a little bit more in depth. Okay, so hold on one second. I gotta answer this. Hey, boss, I'm on TikTok Live and YouTube real quick. I'll answer you in a minute, right? Hello. Hey, let me hit you back in a minute, right, bro? Oh, you're good, bro. I'll talk to you in a minute. Peace. The logo maker hit me up. All right. Any tips for somebody who's trying to learn the stock market? Start slow. GSAT I like. But start slow. Be patient. Don't let everybody's gains and all this other like shit that you see distract you. This is one of those things that hard work is rewarded, studying is rewarded, doing the thing that you're studying so that you get experience is rewarded. But I would recommend that if you have any money to put in the stock market, cut it down in half or cut it down to a quarter. That's what I did. That's what I would do again is if I had 10,000, I'd put in 500 or 250 and I would just try and start learning about mechanics. Most people have about a year and a half to 2 year road ahead of them, which is shorter than most colleges, but most people just because they can't make money immediately, they get super frustrated and they throw more money at it and more money at it and more money at it until they're burnt out and they hate the stock market. And technical analysis is just astrology. So if you're patient and you're smart, you're going to put a little bit in, knowing that you're going to get burned, knowing that it's not going to probably be a cakewalk, and you're going to try and make sure that you're learning again the mechanics, how each market interacts with one another. That's a lot. That's one thing that not a lot of people think about. How oil and gold and the futures, all of these things are tied together, and how you can use that information to your advantage. So um, Options as a Strategic Investment, best book. Are you naming that book? See, everybody's saying SPY looks like it's gonna fall, which makes me think it's gonna pop again. I'm not a bull. I don't give a shit where the market goes. Let me make that clear. I do not care where the market goes. All I care about is price action, key levels broken, mechanics. Where are sellers? Where do they have to exit? Where are buyers? Where are they gonna exit? It's that simple. Okay, so like right here on the median that I just found, so that wasn't an eyeball, right? I was looking exactly, obviously mathematically, it has to line up. I do see that we ended the day bouncing off of 2290, right? I do see a handful of candle closes, candle bounces, candle closes, right? Candle wicks. So it's enough for me to realize or basically theorize this is definitely going to be one of those um, that median. So, but anyway, so for Pinterest, let's go to the daily. Are we still? If you guys are here, with 10K, what stock would you recommend to start? If I had 10K and I've never traded in the stock market, I'm not putting my money into anything. I'm putting $250 into the market, and I'm going to start practicing. I'm going to know that most people come into this. It's okay. I wish that, I wish we were the main character and we just stepped in the stock market and like, golden light ascended down and to our broker and we just filled 100%ers all the time. It doesn't work. We're going to go through certain periods. So if I'm starting out, I'm reading the books. In my Discord, the link is in the bio. I've got free books, thousands of dollars worth of books. I've got all of my indicators, all of my trades that I take. I trade live on here, teaching people the mechanics of why I'm doing things. There's other traders on here, how to swing trade. Connor's great. There's a couple of guys that I follow on here that are also really great traders. I'd recommend even watching, joining. They're again, I'm not the only guy out here. But those individuals, along with myself, using all of this information that is free out here, and that's what a real, people talk about hustle culture, but if you're really hustling, you're gonna know that what's free is usually for the birds, right? Now, I say that, and I'm doing all of this for free, but what I'm talking about is like if you if you're being advertised pictures of Lambos and all this other shit, and they're promising the world, that's not usually going to be a solid investment. And you're going to go through um, serious withdrawals. I mean, I've seen people drop out of the stock market completely, saying that there's no gains to be had, just simply because they stepped forward and they were trying to make something out of nothing. So. Where do I find older live streams on YouTube? All of these are on YouTube. But anyway, if you're really a hustler, you're going to be going after not what's. Excuse me, I didn't word myself correctly. You're not going to be going after what is easily sold. You're going to be going after what you can get without having to put money in other people's pockets. So we have people in this live right now who have never joined my Discord, never paid a dime for anything, and they have learned and gotten to a place where all they do is just send me screenshots of games. I love it. That's what's up. So if you're really trying to grind, go into the Discord, grab all those free books, go read Trading Cycle, our stuff we have on Trading in the Zone. Is a great book. Don't worry if you're new. Do not pay for my Discord. Okay, I'm telling you that right now. That's probably the opposite of what most people. Don't do it. What you want to do, and I'm going to tell you this right now, is you want to sit here and soak up what I do, because there's no difference right here if you're following me until you actually need it. It's a tool I created with 7 other admin, right? 7 other traders, including a whole host of other talented traders, technology, bots, flow, all that stuff. But those are tools. If they're not tools, it's noise. So if you want to come in and you want to be confused, then hop in the Discord. But if you want to just listen to one source right now, this is going to be the best way to learn. So anyway, let's keep charting. Discord's 85. So let's move down. Not financial advice, but I gained 21% as soon as I followed you. That's just a coincidence, man. Hello, can you do live and be a trading coach if you Zoom or in Discord? How do I join your Discord? The link's in the bio. It's right here. It's just simple stacks investments, right? That's it. I have the instructions on how to join in my Discord. So, but again, unless you're already established trading and you want to take another step up, then that's an option. But if you're brand new, please go into the free part of my Discord and rob me. Just take everything. It's 85 for the month. Okay, Pinterest, simple. Pinterest above $24. That's squeezy energy, right? We see a big resistance right there. That's going to be 24.25, 24.30. Below this current median is 22.90. I would imagine that you're going to go for a retest of 22.18 and $22 flat. That's it. From there, I do think that Pinterest has this pretty gnarly trend here. And not exactly sure on what I'm seeing here, but it does appear to be some sort of wedge, possibly. We'll see. But look for further consolidation. If you continue to consolidate in this zone and you pop, you will squeeze all the way up to $26 and fill this gap right here. Look at the confluence. Oh my God. So 24.20 to the upside. Watch that mark. I would imagine 25.50 and $26 are going to be where you're going to head up to the upside. That resistance is still touchable. So where do you guys look at futures? Yes, ES one. So ES exclamation one. This is futures right here. ES one exclamation mark. Will SPY go down tomorrow? It's going down right now. If it gaps down, I'm bullish. If it's most people are bearish when it gaps down, but if it gaps down, I'm bullish. But again, always wait for the open, always wait for pre-market, and then take it from there. So I do trade commodities here and there, yes. Also, I think in my Discord we have free crypto bots. I don't even charge for them, but they're. I bought calls and puts. Hey, I've done that before too, man. Sometimes you just don't know. Sometimes you can just add to a winning position, good expiration. Oh, how much for the computer setup like mine? I don't want to talk about it. I think it was probably around 4 grand, something like that. I don't know. I just kept spending money on it. Preferred time frame. So the preferred time frame for me, for the most part, well, let me not answer that question that way. Let me answer it this way. It has to do with what I'm doing, right? If I am trading the daily setup, then or if I'm trading 3 months out, 4 months out, looking for a long swing trade, obviously the weekly and the daily matter the most, which I do. I set up bull and bear spreads all the time. If I'm looking at say the hourly and I'm looking at a day trade, or I'm looking at a day trade, I'm going to be looking at the hourly, the 15-minute, and oftentimes I will watch the 5 to see how price action is developing. If I'm looking for a quick scalp day trade, I'm going to be looking at the 3-minute down to or up to the 15 hourly, right? So that's going to be like the median where I stay. So it depends on what I'm doing. And being that I am a multifaceted trader, so I can utilize different strategies in order to hedge myself. That's where that comes into play. So does your team have Telegram? No, man. Unfortunately, Telegram is associated with so much scamming, dude. I just don't want to be a part of that. But we're all on Discord, so I can show you really quickly if you guys are on TikTok. Look at my wood ceilings. All right, so this is my Discord channel. Everything that I just talked about again. All here, QQQ, 1 hour, meta. Look at all this. This is all for tonight. This is all for this week. And then Manny, it's their scalper, admins, Atlas Plunger, Big Stepper, Astro, Heck Diesel, Dr. Spy. Then we got top traders in there too. And then we got a live trading and members channel. Members usually get on here in the morning with me. And they're allowed to unmute themselves, which is obviously not common, and ask questions during the trading day and stuff like that. What do I use my Stream Deck for? Well, I actually close the program using Control Alt Delete, so nothing right now. But usually we have buy 5, buy sell 5, buy 10. So I usually buy and sell with these, or I just use my soundboard. Why am I touching them like that? That's kind of weird. I broke my blinds. Don't slap flies, by the way, and next to your blinds. Good story. All right. So first of all, yes, this chart on PayPal is super clean. Also, somehow I have it charted. I think I have like almost all the stocks charted, like Ash Ketchum for stocks. All right, 101, 102.90 right up there. What do we have? Oh my gosh, I see it. 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 Check it out, my dudes. So watch for a bounce or gap down to 91.50. Otherwise, you will likely, I would imagine that you're likely to flush through and fill the gap 89.75. But really, truthfully, PayPal won't start turning bearish until you get to 89, below $89. So kind of close. So Liquid Death is not beer. This is water, and it's my favorite water. I'm also trying to partner with them, so it doesn't help, but I got some good ideas for. Can you set hotkeys to buy without having a market buy? Yes, you can do limit. What's up, Stock Ninja? Nothing much, just chopping some charts up, my friend. Royce, I do think this is a good short. If we gap down below that trend line, but yeah, so hold on. Let me reframe 90.50 and 90.45. Watch for a bounce at those levels. It's actually not there. So look, one, two, mark my words. I'm going to actually set an alert on this trend line to come back. Mark my words, around 90.50, 90.45, you should see a bounce. I imagine you gap down there. Starbucks inverse head and shoulders. Can you do hotkey limit in TOS? Oh man, I wish I could answer that question for you, brother. If you want the red screen, the link is in my bio right here, the link tree right there. Heat map. That's the one you want to look for. All right, so let's see here. I love that comment. Not financial advice, but I gained 21% as soon as I followed you. I'm gonna screenshot that and tweet it out. Look at that. Wow, 16. I don't know if people are following me, but make sure to follow my Twitter. I do tweet out a lot of good shit. I also, sometimes I get a little spicy in the morning. Sometimes I wake up and just let it out. Choose violence. All right. Microsoft. What platform do I use? I use TradeStation, and then I gamble on Webull. Again, just for the for the crowd. This is my Webull account. It's up on Iris app. You can go track my trades, follow my gambling account. If anybody has a gambling account, you can follow it. But it's up 20,000% for the year. It's only like $2,000, but it is what it is. What should I trade with a small account? Teddy, I always stuck with Apple. Um, Microsoft actually was a good one. Yeah, AMD. Yeah, sometimes Coke for a nice swing. Uh, yeah, stuff like that. Yeah. I am live on YouTube, so if you guys are here on TikTok and you guys want to watch anything that I've talked about, I've done tons of requests already tonight. So if you guys want to take a look at those are on the YouTube channel. Or if you go to my Discord, I've posted almost all of this information for my watch list and the week ahead there. So Microsoft has a stupid clean chart. So let's talk about it. 4 hour time frame. What is this, y'all? That's an area of consolidation. Where did we just hit? The bottom. 268.18. Can it move down and wick below? Absolutely. It can go down and it can bounce and gap down to 265. But what does that mean? What does that mean, dude? Because this is sorry, I didn't mean to dude everybody. Everybody. What does that mean? That means that if you lose this level, if the ceiling becomes the floor or the floor becomes the ceiling, right? That's our floor. Then if we break back above, we start looking at our next ceiling, right? So if you lose it and you're at 265, which is a psychological number, right? That is actually a number that we can count on as just being that psychological bounce level. You either A, retest, right? Oops, shit. You either retest 268 or you break back into it. Then what matters is a bullish candle close. You've got 270 hovering right there. You break above 270, where are you going to go? 271.80. That's the median below you here. I'm actually going to move that just a tad. And then above that, 274, 75, and 275 are going to be the next two levels to watch above you. Anywhere above that, right? Anywhere above that, there is a possible downtrend here. I'm not quite sure exactly what we got going on yet. I should probably get extended hours on there. There it is. So there is a trend line that we could possibly retest from that 275 level. So we'll see how this all plays out. I do let me preface all of this. Let me go ahead and just cover the entire stock market in one blanket statement, which I don't usually do. Because we have fallen, go look at any chart. When you fall or you rip, doesn't matter where, what do you do for a couple of days? You could, or hours or minutes, right? You consolidate, 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 consolidate. Y'all, don't, just because you see red now doesn't mean just don't. I'm not going to. I want to see a high probability setup build. That's what I want to see. I want to see price action consolidate. Why do I want to see price action consolidate? Because if there's sellers here, right, and buyers here, that means that there's orders placed, right? There's people, money sitting at these levels. People don't want to lose money. People are also high frequency traders. There's millions of dollars every minute going in and out of Microsoft for the most part. Sometimes $700,000 or 700,000 shares, or excuse me, sometimes under like 10,000 shares or something like that on a really but for the most part you're getting a, a lot of money. So it's just like you and me. When certain areas or stop losses get hit, that's when those positions are exited. But if you've got enough money to move a candle and you have to exit, you're going to squeeze that stock up. You're going to move that stock up if you have enough money to buy that support, right? That 274.70 level, and you lose that. What are you going to do? You're going to sell. What is that selling going to cause? Someone else's stop loss to get hit. Someone else's stop loss to get hit, right? Snowball effect. What is your advice to give on beginners looking at all this red? Um, don't look at it. No, I was kidding. I first of all, I mean, I don't. Yeah, it's kind of a. I don't know how to answer that question like fully. If you're brand new looking at all this red, this is just how it goes. If you're been trading for a little bit, just a little while, like this is one of those situations where um, you got to stop listening to the headlines and start thinking about like what really is going on, how like what the economic socio-economic state of the United States and the world is, right? There's a lot more going on in the world right now than the stock market cares to accept. But the stock market is also always thinking forward, sometimes up to 12 months ahead. So once you start thinking like that, then you can start seeing how most of the movements that you see in the stock market are liquidity hunts meant to grab your money and take it away from you. It's that simple. So, should we sell everything? I can't tell you what to do about that. What about intimidation by all the chart patterns out there? Listen, if anybody's telling you that something's going to happen because of a chart pattern, they can eat bricks. Straight up. Death crosses, all that other shit. I don't buy any of it, right? Stocks, when certain price, there's mechanics, and when those mechanics have confluence with patterns or trend lines or key levels, then I'm in. But if it's just a pattern and this is why it's going, like me saying Tesla is going to rip just because it has a bull has a cup and handle on the daily, that's foolish. That's foolish. Who cares? You know what I do care about? The massive confluence that Tesla holds at the 279 level. Tesla's number one for me tomorrow, right? And I would imagine that Tesla gaps down. But what does that leave us with? A delicious gap to the upside. That's creepy. But 288, 288 gap fill. You gap down at 280 or 280, we got a nice $8 move to the upside, right? If it does move to the upside, we got a trend line. That trend line's likely to get hit within a couple of, days. That's 295. So you sell the kids? Did I sell? What are you talking about? Yeah, sell the kids. Should we sell everything? My man over here, face clown. Or you're a weirdo. Either one. Uh, yeah, not a problem. So anyway, last time, if you guys are here with me on TikTok and you guys want to learn, if you guys are patient, I will be live tomorrow morning, bright and early, possibly even before 8:30, but always live on YouTube at 9. I'll cover the news. I'll cover my watch list. If you guys are in the Discord with me, you guys know I'm always live there first. So if you guys have questions, charts, if it's the morning and you have a plan, you want me to take a look at it, members channel, unmute yourself. Don't be shy. If you need to, go buy a voice changer. I don't care. But anyway, with that, I do not trade crypto. No, I do not. I love you, Harry Potter. I love you too, Teddy. Oh, that was cute, because teddy bears. Daily dose of chocolate here. That's what's up. Are you Andrew Tate? Damn it. You got me. But the real question is, what color is your Bugatti? But yeah, I'm not a. Where can I buy a voice changer? You don't have to buy a voice changer. You can just go to the uh this thing. Hold on. It's loading. It's lo it's really loading. Damn, what are they making this thing out of clay? They are, they're warming it up. Coughing up the phlegm. I've never seen that. That's pretty weird. Yeah, you just do this one. I think they got a like that one and you just oh yeah, that was weird. Yeah, voice changing right there. Ooh. Oh, that was supposed to make you it's supposed to make you sound better. It made me sound worse. Shit, I left it on. Now I don't know how to turn it off. This is this an ad for no, it's not. It's not a Liquid Death ad yet. All right. Anyway, uh dropping your auto tune playlist soon. I'm working on it, Krista. Can you do a quick bullet point of all the websites applications you use? I love that you asked that question because I am literally doing that right now. My indicators and chart setups right underneath that, you'll find the websites that I use. Everything. I'm pretty much writing my trading diary in there, like everything that I want people to know, which is everything that I pretty much do on a daily basis. That's it. And again, it's not a strategy. It's as far as I trade mechanically using, looking at strategies for confluence. So, drop me. Okay, yeah. Spy tomorrow. Already did spy. How many cars do you have? I have 15 Bugattis, as well as a underground webcam service that I run from Croatia. Don't worry about it. All right. Anyway, with that being said, guys, I already did spy. All you have to do is rewind it. Long time no see. You helped me pull off a couple thousand percenters on ENPH and haven't traded since. Yo! How do I get back to trading after something like that? Nick, that is the best complaint I've ever gotten. Like, not, I know that wasn't a complaint, but he's like, how do I get back? Like, I had such a good trade. I'm not gonna post that on my Twitter. That was good. Oh my god, bro, this shit is off the chain. All right. Anyway, I will be live tomorrow morning. I'll see you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you guys did, I will again. If you guys are in the Discord or whatever, or on TikTok, I'll try and take some requests tomorrow morning. But other than that, I'm gonna go get rest myself. I will continue working in the Discord and putting in the rest of my indicators, rest of my websites, excuse me, all that good stuff. So anyway, make sure to drop a like if you guys are on YouTube and heading out. You only have three, so you're winning. I only have three. Oh, dude, I do not have Bugattis. I was just joking. I do not have 15 Bugattis. Yeah, that was an Andrew Tate joke. Yep. See you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys. Appreciate you. Bye bye now. Spy is going to 395. Maybe one day soon. Takes it. This is the awkward time between